You're gonna see him in this movie.
Seriously? Which one? Like,
well, you're gonna see it in this movie.
Smile, Ellen!
The world has a way of changing. And we change too. There are moments that separate us. But we always come back together.
We heard y'all needed a little love out here.
after so long playing this character, is Dom like your second persona?
Really good question. Or is he my first persona? This is the question. I think Vin's my second persona. I think Dom is my first persona. And then Groot is a healthy third.
Jordana, how was it like to prepare Mia's return for the first time without Brian?
Brian, for me, will always be there, no matter what. The focus was on Dom and my other brother, Jacob. But of course, you know, every time I'm on screen, there's a part that's, you know, elsewhere, for sure.
And Michelle, how is the process of recreating your character for each movie? Did you add something new for this one?
At the end of the day, it's about evolving together. And I just love that they're open, the studio, to my feminine input. Because it's such a macho movie and such a macho franchise that sometimes it's hard to get a word in, you know? It's a big cast too. Yeah. And so I'm just super grateful that they're open and understand that you need that feminine energy in there to balance everything out.
Is she more badass than ever?
You know what? I think she's pretty badass in this one. I'm actually super excited to see her finally like get her hands dirty. She was clean for a while.
I know, and it's so
it was kind of frustrating to watch you being clean. I'm sorry.
All right, Mia, you're up.
Justina, I can imagine that you were a fan of Fast and Furious before getting to the franchise. So how was to prepare yourself to be against Toretto?
And his name is John C.
Preparing myself to be against a Toretto and then becoming a Toretto myself. That's an amazing set of circumstances. And being a fan of all the Fast movies, it's something that's entertained me throughout the years. The enormity of this is not lost. It is not just a wonderful opportunity to be part of something. It's an invite to become part of a legacy and become part of a family.
It's an interesting relationship. It's a relationship we all can relate to. We all have a sibling that we may be at odds with at one point, that we know deep down in our hearts we need to have closure with. That's what this relationship is.
I spent my entire life in your shadow. And now, you spend the rest of yours living in mine.
You guys are responsible for the comic relief of the franchise. How did you bring it to this movie right now? Can you improvise or create your own jokes?
Yeah, we do. A lot of times we do a lot of different takes. Sometimes we do what's scripted. Every now and then we're able to have a lot of fun with it and kind of improvise just based on what's going on in the scene and who's around us. Then we allow them to choose which take they like the most, and a lot of times it's the most organic of all of them. So to answer your question, yes, that's why we have so much fun.
Natalie, what do you think is more dangerous? Be on the side of Mother of Dragons or with this crazy family of Fast and Furious?
I think that generally Game of Thrones is probably a bit more of a dangerous world. You can just, you know, get impaled on something or burnt alive by a dragon at any given moment. I think that was a much more volatile sort of environment, whereas this is a family that who's out to look out for each other and take care of each other. I had that too with those characters, but I think the world itself with war and all of that is much more kind of like...
Okay, this is a bad time to mention this, but I don't drive.
Justin, how to keep the characters fresh and not predictable given that we know them so well after 8 movies?
The secret is not to repeat ourselves, because in life, we're always falling down, getting back up, we're growing. And I think that's something I really appreciate about this franchise, that with success, we're always taking risks and we're pushing these characters into new adventures and new journeys. I really enjoy coming back and being able to kind of work with everybody again, but at the same time, I really do think that this is a beginning of a new chapter for the saga.
How to describe your characters in one word?
Driven. There's so many puns and connections with the Fast Furious movie. Driven.
What about the return of that character? How was it possible?
Hey, anything is possible.
Anything
in
is
this
possible.
universe.
That's, yeah.
Years and years of fans coming up to me and expressing how much they loved him. And then also, I think one day I found out there was a little controversy of his death. And so when I heard that, I felt like, well, it's important to be able to do justice and bring him back.
It's good to be back.
What do you think about having a spin-off of Fast and Furious with woman in charge?
Ooh.
Woman in charge.
What little birdie's been in your ear? I'm interested in this. I'm totally into it.
Yeah. In the 20 years we've been working together, we finally had scenes together. We finally got, you know, a storyline together, and the chemistry was there, and it was kick-ass. I think there's so much to explore.
I'll tell you what's important.
Yeah.
What's important is not pandering to women because of a movement or because of politics or because of the way that the world is right now. There's a lot of attention on women's rights. When you pander, you might hire the wrong person, someone who knows nothing about action or doesn't care about action. This is an action franchise.
Right.
So you want to make sure that the team that they get on board really, really loves the action movie world before they come on board. Because at the end of the day, it's about the passion and the love. And if you don't have that, you know, we're gonna lose.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
But I'd be super excited if they did that.
Do you miss the street cars from the beginning of the franchise? Will you ever see them again?
Yes, you will see them. You're going to see them in this movie.
Seriously? Which one? Like,
Well, you're going to see it in this movie.
will Brian Marcus bring Skyline back?
That's a super spoiler.
So I'm super wise.
Hold on.
Tell me you're not thinking what I think you're thinking. There's no bridge!
Oh, hell no.